Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made this ultimate bearded dragon enclosure. This build starts with a 4x8 sheet of this green insulation foam. As you can see, my shop was just a little bit too small to really cut this large 4x8 sheet of foam. But luckily it bends and I was able to make the cut. Here I'm cutting the foam to the height of the tank. If you don't have a table saw, it's very easy to cut this foam with a knife as well. Now I'm cutting different widths of foam so I can use them to build up the background. Here are all my widths of foam, but they're way too square to look like rocks. So I'm using the bandsaw to cut an organic shape into them. If you don't have a bandsaw, you can also do this with a knife. Now using all those strips I cut, I'm starting to lay them out on the background to form a pattern that looks good. Because my tank has a bar in the middle, my back piece needs to be split into two pieces, so I need to keep that in mind when laying out these rock pieces. Now that I have a pattern that looks good, we need to round over all these sharp corners to make these look more like rocks. You can use a Dremel or a belt sander if you have one. Now I'm just going to use 100% silicone to attach the rocks to the back. I leave some of them long, hanging over the edge, and I will trim them up later so that they meet the edge perfectly. For the two side pieces of the background, I cut some more pieces to look like rock and silicone them to the back. Then I mixed up some grout, and now I'm going to cover everything with a nice thick layer of grout to make it look and feel like rock. A good tip, if you go to a store like Home Depot or Lowe's, in the back of the tile section, sometimes they have broken bags of grout for 50% off. That's where I got this color. You don't always get to pick your color, but sometimes you get lucky. You can see here a few small spots of green still poking through the grout. So I went through and put another thick layer of grout over the entire background. You want to make sure you cover all the foam. To make this look even more like rock, I got a lighter color of grout, and now I'm basically dry brushing the tops of the rocks to give them a little bit of an accent. pick these fake plants up at AC Moore. I just trim them to a length that will work, and then figure out how to lay them out on the background so they look good. I just poke a little hole in the foam, and with a little bit of super glue, stick the stem in and glue it down. Now that the background is done, it's time to get this tank set up. If you'd like to see how the top of this tank was built, check out the link above. Here I'm just placing in some tiles I got at Lowe's to make the bottom of the tank. And this piece of Repti carpet will be where I put the rocks for the basking spot. Now it's time to get this background into place. I was planning on siliconing these pieces to the glass, but the fit was tight enough that they held in place without any silicone. The side pieces are supposed to just slot right in and hold the background into place, but this one was a little tight due to the thickness of the grout. This is how they're supposed to go in. And here's the tank with the background all in place. And now we can get the tank finally set up with a hiding spot, some places to climb, and some rocks for a nice basking spot. I designed this top with 3 access doors, a small one that holds the basking lights so that I don't have to move them to get into this side of the tank. I put another door and zip tied the UVB lights to the top so I can open and close it with no problems. Again, here's a link to how I built this lid. It's time to let Pickle explore her new home. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see a tour of my reptile room. I think she likes it. I was worried about her trying to eat some of these plastic plants, but she took one little nibble of them, found out she couldn't eat them, and hasn't bothered them since. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss my next video.